Hello, and welcome to all our attendees for this event who have joined us through AirMeet as well as from YouTube Live and Facebook Live sessions. So, I'll quickly go over and introduce Comunev. Comunev is an internet-based social network, interest-based social network. We have multiple communities based on different interests. Make sure to check them out. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Startkom. Startkom is a community for startups and entrepreneurs where you can interact with people who share the same passion with entrepreneurship as you do. Moving on, I'll very quickly introduce you to the features of the platform. So, all of you might be able to see that there's a dashboard to the right side of the screen with many sections like questions, chat, raise your hand, etc. You can ask question to the speaker in the question section, which he will later answer in the Q&A session. You can interact with other attendees in the chat section. You can raise your hand if you want to share something. We will give you access to the mic and camera, but this is only possible through a desktop or laptop. So make sure you have joined from a laptop to participate in networking session and to use raise your hand feature. Some features will not be available on mobile. So very quickly moving on, it's time to introduce all of you to our speaker for today. So the speaker for today's session is Mr. Ishan Manchanda. Mr. Ishan is the co-founder of Growth Spree. He is a digital marketing consultant and a visiting faculty at IP University. He is a corporate trainer who has conducted workshops for the brand Ghadi detergent and Industrial Ecommerce Giant Moglix. He has also worked with many clients to help them scale revenue and ROI with unconventional growth hack strategies. So we welcome you, Mr. Ishan, for this session, and I will hand over the mic to
Thank you
you
so much.
for the further progress.
Thank you so much, Animesh. Thank you so much for the generous introduction. Very good afternoon to one and all present. I Things have drastically changed now after COVID, right? I'm not enjoying the fact that I cannot see you guys, but let's try to keep this session as interactive as we can. As Animesh just mentioned about the few features of this platform, you can keep on asking questions. We'll also have a Q&A session towards the end for about 10 minutes where we take up all your questions. So as you know, guys, today I am here as Animesh introduced, and as you know, I am a digital marketing consultant. I currently run Growth Spree, which is both into training of digital marketing and also in consulting for businesses. So we are catering to almost 15 Indian clients right now and almost 10 international clients at the moment. And my profile my profile personally is very much inclined towards the training part of it, where I believe that I can add value. Imparting the knowledge and the experience that I have gone through to help businesses, to help students of all age groups, excel and build upon a career in this kind of a field, or build up and or move towards that entrepreneurship path, which specifically, personally, I believe that our country desperately needs a lot more entrepreneurs. We desperately need people who are, who have the courage, who have the determination to come forward and, take solve certain problems of the community. And we have a lot of problems, as you would know. So, without wasting any time, as you know, the topic of discussion today is about digital marketing strategies post-COVID. So I'm not going to be talking about COVID. It's been a while. We all know everything about it. I just request you to still try and stay home and keep yourself safe. It's just a few matter of time, and it's all going to be normal once again. That's what I hope for. That's what everyone around the world is hoping for. So moving on, the entire scenario has changed. When I say the entire scenario, I'm talking about businesses, right? I'm talking about startups. I'm talking about online businesses, offline businesses, all kinds of businesses. The scenario has completely changed. Now, COVID has acted as a catalyst. There was this drastic change in the way the world works, in the way the businesses work. especially if we talk about our country being a developing country, still the majority of businesses were dominated by the traditional form of businesses. So that change was happening. We were seeing a lot of traditional businesses also shifting online, trying understanding the importance of internet technology, understanding the importance of data, right? But this COVID, how it has been a deadly kind of a thing, and nobody is actually happy about this virus that is there. But on the other hand, if you see the just one positive side, COVID has acted as a catalyst towards this change which we were desperately in need of. A change towards the online mediums, internet mediums. We were already seeing a great push in our country in terms of internet penetration, right? You must know that we have the highest internet penetration right now, forever, right? And we're growing the internet penetration. We're reaching out to the rural regions as well. So we're getting the majority of the population to use internet through smartphones. Geo coming in, doing so much in that field, enabling even the rickshawalas today, to access that internet, right? To access YouTube, to access Google. So this means the potential market that we had, the reason why international companies always eye India is because of the big market that we have. And this market now is maturing, was already maturing because of internet. And this COVID has acted as a catalyst, and this change is now faster than ever. Now everybody has understood that, okay, nobody is going to come out. There's going to be a behavioral change. People are going to be scared. Even after things are fine, even after the vaccine comes in, let me tell you guys, the mental change that has happened, the behavioral change that has happened already is going to stay. This has happened before also. This has happened in China and Singapore and a lot more countries during the 2002 SARS, which is also another type of COVID, it was not a pandemic, it was an epidemic. And this is what happened. People stopped going out. That's the time when China saw a surge in the internet shopping, internet buying, and usage of internet in the country. That behavioral change happened, and companies like Alibaba, in 2002, 1990s, 1999, 98 is when Alibaba was actually founded, and 2002 was the time when they were going online, and just then SARS hit. Definitely they had to shut down their offices. They had certain cases in their offices, so they were asked to shut down. They worked from home. The same thing happened in 2002 in China. And that change, today we know Alibaba is one of the greatest companies. It's all because they capitalized on this change that happened during that time, almost 18 years back. And we are coming in that cycle once again. Now this COVID has impacted almost every country in the world. It's not just China, or it's not just Singapore that is being affected. It's every country that has been affected. And we are seeing a similar kind of a pattern. We are seeing a similar kind of change that is happening. So behavioral change on the consumer side, if I talk about just about businesses, there is a behavioral change on the consumer side. What we want, how we want, our demands, our needs, our wants have changed. Right? Right now, I might go out and spend 100 rupees extra or 1,000 rupees extra just to get cleanliness, just so that it's hygienic, just to maintain that. If I get to know that, okay, this place is hygienic, this place is clean, I can go there, I am ready to pay certain extra bucks for that. That's the kind of change we will observe, right? So coming back to the major point, this change that has happened has moved us and moved each and every business towards this online medium. I personally have seen this. I am one of the businesses who've capitalized and who've fortunately been successful. My agency part, the consulting that I've started giving, I began in a full-fledged manner during lockdown, right in the month of March. And trust me, the 15 clients and the 10 clients international, I made these 25 total clients in the past 4 months only. Right? So in the past 4 months, I have been able to capitalize this way because my business, my skill set was towards what the change is happening. Right? So this now needs to be quickly adapted by everyone, by businesses, so that they can easily capitalize on the situation. So I am going to share my screen now. I'm going to take you through a journey of what is there in digital marketing. There will be a lot of things that you would already know, because digital marketing, please, first, digital marketing is not just marketing. Okay, it's about growth of a business. Now businesses are online, they're not offline. Online businesses, that means everything is online, everything revolves around the internet, digital which is digital marketing. And it's not just promoting your business, it's the entire funnel. I'm going to talk about that as well. So let me just share my screen very quickly, and let's begin with what we actually have come here for. Right. So the first thing that I want to talk about, is the funnel, right? Uh, don't go with the slide right now. Don't see what is tofu mofu. I'm going to it simply means top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. So what is this funnel? If you don't know, let me tell you. This funnel basically is the journey every customer follows. A user, a customer, a buyer gets aware, right? That's top of the funnel. Shows interest, that's in the middle of the funnel, and makes the purchase decision, that's bottom of the funnel. And then finally also, has a feedback. He either comes back, repeat purchase, he gives you a review, he refers you to other people. That's all there in the bottom of the funnel, right? So what this slide, this talks about is, as you can see, awareness, evaluation, conversion, right? So this talks about that it's not just a journey. So this is a journey that everyone will follow, but every customer will follow a different path. The journey is same. They get aware, they evaluate, they convert, right? But someone might get aware from, let's say, a post on Instagram. Someone might be searching on Google. That's where he finds a blog that you've written. Someone might just pick up a magazine while flying, but now, when I talk about this example, when I say to pick up a magazine in airplanes, now this is something that has changed. Magazines and all these materials which were provided during flying, for example, will not be available now, as you would know that the policies have changed. Won't be any such things while you fly now. So this strategy needs to change. Why I picked it up right now in impromptu, this example, is to make you understand that there will still be hundreds of things, but you need to keep your mind very straight, and you need to understand that there are certain things which worked before COVID, and there were certain things which will work post COVID. The messaging, the content that you write also will change, right? Maybe a food outlet will, only and only now be talking about how hygienic he is, how he sanitizes his outlet, how he sanitizes all the utensils that are there, how he makes sure that all his employees, the waiters, the cook, the chefs, and everyone are being regularly checked. A track record has been made. That the delivery boys, they were wearing masks. Everyone is wearing masks. So for a food outlet, food in the food and beverage industry, his messaging is going to be on this pattern. He's not going to be really talking about how good his butter chicken is. He's not going to be talking about how good his sandwich or his pasta is. No, not really. That the frequency will go lower down, because now what is more important is to build that trust in your customers, that please come to my outlet, I'm still open, or order online, I'm still open, and everything is being taken care of. I am there with you, right? That's the kind of change in the messaging that has also happened, right? So coming back to the funnel, so the funnel basically talks about is this content. The content at different stages of the funnel is also going to be different. That is how it is, right? On the top of the funnel, you generally talk about blogs, you talk about social media posts, as I mentioned. I said magazines in airplanes. That's not going to happen in COVID, but there could be other magazines that are also there that are delivered. There are people who still take monthly subscriptions. E-magazines are there. Podcasts are there. Podcasts are audio podcasts, video podcasts. These things really work when you want to drive awareness, right? When you have driven awareness in your audience, then you bring them, they push towards the middle of the funnel, where now this is the first at the awareness stage. This user, the user could be of two types basically. One, he has no idea about the solution that is there to his problem, right? So he's just looking at he's just going to Google, he's typing out, he's trying to find out the solution to his problem, or he doesn't even know exactly what his problem is. Okay, so this kind of users are on top of the funnel. When you tell them, make them aware about the problem through a blog or a social media post, then you start talking about the solution, Okay, the solution comes in the middle of the funnel where you're giving him educational resources, you're giving him surveys, and you're trying to push him to the conversion stage. You're giving him downloadable material. You're asking him to come to webinars, come to events. Giving him you more useful resources. That's creating that, like helping him evaluate. You're helping our customers understand the solution to the problem, understand the problem much better, and the solution. And then finally, the bottom of the funnel is where the user is now basically not just aware about the problem, the solution, but also aware about you. Now, if you make them aware about you and you talk about why you are the best possible solution for them, that's how you do it. You give them a demo, you tell the other customer stories, testimonials, you give them a comparison sheet, compare different competitors, again webinars, but in these cases the webinars are going to be different, the messaging is going to be a little different, right? So this funnel is very important, and the reason is that everything revolves around this. So when I sit and when I want to analyze for a client if everything is going well or where is the gap, this is what I look into. I start from the top of the funnel, I go to middle of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel, and try and identify gaps. So based on the phases of the funnels is how I accumulate all the data, and I try and identify gaps. And now why is it a funnel? Why this shape? Is because if you make 1,000 people aware, not everyone is going to show interest, or not everyone is going to start evaluating, and not 100% of those people will eventually convert, right? So that's the reason it's a funnel. So the more you fill in the funnel, one strategy is that, so fill more people on top of the funnel to get more numbers at the bottom of the funnel, or try and identify gaps to decrease the drop rate from different stages of the funnel. So the first thing that you need to do is, before you start off for any marketing strategy or any growth strategy for your online business, is that you define your buyer's persona. So what is a buyer persona? Buyer persona is basically a fictional character. If I say that Rahul Arora is your buyer persona, so he's a fictional character, he doesn't really exist. Maybe Rahul Arora does exist, obviously it's a very common name, but this customer, his might not be your customer, but I'm giving him a name. He's a fictional character. Now I'm saying this is his age, this is his gender, this is income, this is where he stays, this is a profession, this is how he behaves, these are his pain points, and these are his needs, and the pain point needs are all inclined towards the product that I'm talking about as a product owner, as a business owner, right? So I say this is the information about Rahul Arora. And when I say he's my buyer persona, basically what I'm meaning is that Rahul Arora is equal to each and every customer on an average that belongs to my population sample, the my target audience. So if I'm targeting some certain kind of people, this is the kind of parameters I'm looking at. These are the kind of people I'm targeting. So you define one person, which basically describes your entire TG, okay, target group. So I've given an example also. For example, let's say you're into teaching courses online, right? You're selling courses online. So for example, you're selling machine learning courses. Okay, so then demographics would be like, obviously we're trying to teach. So 22 to 35, why not 18? Again, so very basic point. Why I've not chosen 18 years to 35 years, right? Why 22? Because machine learning is a mature course, is not a course that you directly jump into, right? You start off with, let's say, maybe a C, C++, Java, or maybe a Python, when a few years experience there, and then you move to certain things like machine learning or data science, right? That's why 22 to 35 postgraduate people, already working people in tech, as I mentioned, a few years of experience would be great, both male and female. I've mentioned the salary because machine learning courses are generally on the expensive side because it's a new technology, it's a future technology, right? And BTech, MBA, MTech people, right? So when I talk about behavior, what is the behavior of the target audience that I'm looking at? So they are behaving in such a manner that they're learning through online blogs. And all these points have to finally give you an answer that you are the solution. Okay, so they're learning through the online blogs. They're enrolling for free, buying certain paid courses from certain MOOC platforms. They're using sites like Stack Overflow, which is like for the developers. It's like Stack Overflow is like a forum, like Reddit, but specifically for developers. Then they have profiles on LinkedIn and GitHub. GitHub again just for developers. So then, what is the pain point? So what is the problem basically. So they feel that there is a lot of content and they don't understand anything. Okay, it's so scattered. There are so many courses to choose from already. The courses are expensive. They are also showcased as they are tough. So what if I pay and I'm not able to do it? And the last thing is that I need some experience because otherwise I don't get any opportunity. So how do I do that? Okay, that's my problem. So what do I need basically out of everything? I need a flexible online course. I need a course that covers all the topics. I don't have to look anywhere else. Provide certain credibility of certification. There should be placement assistance because that's how I'm going to get an opportunity because I do not have any other experience in this field. I need certain life projects to get that exposure, and I need a mentor who can be there with me all the time so that whenever I face a problem, I have him to solve my problem. So this is how you define a buyer persona for any business, any startup, any online business that you have. This is where you should always start. I've written 4 points. It's not necessary to write only 4 points. You can fill it up with everything that you have. Generally, buyer persona is made through your knowledge about your target audience, preferably if you're in the middle of your, like for example, you're 1 year later, you're deciding I need to change my buyer persona, I need to define it again. If you're in that stage, go for the historical data that you have about your audience, right? Talk to your sales team, they would know best. Talk to your customer support team, they would know best. That's how you build up on your buyer persona. Okay, so now coming to the strategy that one must follow basically involves, so you all already know about it. You are rigorously using internet on a daily basis, spending almost like majority of our parts we spend on internet today, right? So we somehow know everything, we've seen everything, right? So what I'm going to be talking about is not going to be really difficult for you to understand or difficult for you to connect, but I think it will give you a proper direction of how things are going to be. So I'm going to be actually talking about a strategy that you would use, how exactly you're going to do on what channel in order to start growing from today. Okay, so if you have a startup, or if you want to become a, let's say, a freelancer, you are a consultant, marketing consultant, you want to consult certain clients. This today, now what I'm going to be talking about is going to really, really help you out. Okay, so the first thing is you need a website or a mobile application. I generally, if you're starting off, it's a new business, mobile application is not the best choice. It's expensive, it's complicated, and obviously just open up your phones and look at what kind of apps you have. You will have apps apart from one or two apps. All the applications that you have and everyone has will almost be common, or at least we all will know about it. Big brands, a lot of money is spent, because app is not like a website you create and then okay, ho gaya, baitho, abhi. Nahin. App is a continuous process. You need a team that is sitting there, because when you're creating an app, you obviously will go for downloads, 100,000, 100,000, 1 million downloads. That's what you're going to be investing money on, because that's what you need. So such a big amount of traffic. You need to keep on updating. New features are required. And then again, the bigger point is that I will have an Amazon app or a Flipkart because they're everywhere. I know them, right? But I will not have, let's say, something that I don't know of. I might have a need. I might use the app and uninstall. I don't keep. Nobody keeps extra apps in their phone, right, generally, right? So generally go for a website. That's how it should be. Especially if you're starting off, there's a concept called MVP, minimum viable product. That means whatever idea that you have, whatever problem that you're trying to solve, you need to try it out in a small population first. See what you are thinking is right, what the customer is expecting. Is it matching with what you are thinking and what you are offering? How you're offering the operations context, right? In the operations context, everything. And if you drive success, there is then when you start to scale up. Okay, so it's always should be a step-by-step process. Don't think like I have 50 lakh rupees, let me put everything in and let's start and try and become Amazon from day one. No. Start off from your society, start off from a small locality that you have, or maybe on an online community. Maybe just push it to a Facebook group you've been always active on. Just maybe let's say 200, 300 people there that might fit into your target audience. Just send your product to them, ask them to give you a feedback, ask them to use it for free. It's the feedback that's going to help you build upon the product, build upon your strategies as well. Okay, so website. Okay, so coming back, so yeah, website. It basically holds your center. So if you look at it as a traditional model, your shop is your website today. Okay, and then you need to get people on your shop, right? You need to get people. Like earlier, we used to give newspaper ads, a lot of references, radio ads, flyers, sales people. So that's how people used to, we used to drive people to our shops, right? And then when people came to our shops, the sales people, the sales people inside the shop, they tried to convert them, right? Or a few businesses also did this, that they start, like they had a sales team. So someone came to the shop, did not buy, go back. So they kept calling him, trying to convince, I'm talking about the non-internet era, right? But now things have changed. So as I mentioned, website becomes a shop. You get people to your website. There are certain channels which help you in that, and then you try to convert. So when we saw the funnel, right? So not every buyer or not every business is going to be such that you see a product and you buy it. That's not how it happens. Okay. For example, if I want to buy a course online, first maybe 30, 60 days, I'll just spend researching. I'll look at different places. I'll go to different websites. I'll fill up forms, talk to their support team, attend their webinars, as we saw the content part, right, on top of the funnel, to before I move to the bottom of the funnel, or before I move to the middle and the bottom of the funnel, right? So this time is different. The journeys of different users are going to be different, in terms of buyers, right? The different journeys that they will follow throughout the funnel will be different. Okay, so you cannot expect everything to happen immediately, right? So after they come on the website, let's say it's a lead generation kind of a business where you need leads. You know that they will not convert, let's say a high ticket value product or something like a course which requires a research, maybe buying tiles or modular kitchens for your house. These are long decision making processes. So you first get details of your interested customer, and then try to nurture him, try to convince him. Okay, so very quickly I'm going to take you forward. So website, we all know we can create as startups if you're starting off. Definitely what you can do is look at WordPress, look at Webflow, and look at Wix. These are simple platforms that allow you to build beautiful websites. Everything that you see on the internet, any kind of website that impresses you, you will be able to make it on WordPress or Webflow. Webflow is something that works really well outside. International people are really fond of Webflow. We Indians generally prefer WordPress, and even Wix. Wix also has developed itself into a very good platform, right? So you can use these platforms to develop websites. They're free. Webflow might charge you, but WordPress is free. Wix might also charge you a bit, but very nominal. Like you're not spending a lot of money in the beginning. Definitely, you're not spending more than 5 to 10K. That's all. Okay, so when you build the website, now as I mentioned, website is your shop. Now you need to get people on your website. Okay, so how do we move about that? So there are certain organic channels and there are certain paid channels. Okay, so one very important organic channel, I'll come to this. Let's start with the paid channels first. Okay, so there are two types of channels which will help you drive traffic to your website, which will help fill up the funnel, right? So paid channels start helping you from day one. So let's take an example only, right? Let's take an example so as to understand this strategy. A very simple example. Let's say we are growers. Okay, let's say we are growers and we need to define. We've defined. Let's say let's even leave growers. We are a normal new startup which is trying to deliver essential items to the doorstep of people who are in need. Obviously, everyone is, right? So there are paid channels. We'll need inquiries. We'll need people to order online directly. These are paid channels, which means that we will need to invest in these channels as a marketing budget. And then there are organic channels which will take time, but you don't invest in the marketing as such. So when I say paid channels, I basically mean Facebook and Instagram ads. Okay. When I say Facebook, Instagram, please, at this moment, paid channels, I'm not talking about the page or the page creation or any kind of the Instagram profile or anything. I'm talking about paid ads. There's Facebook Ads Manager where you can run different kinds of campaigns, like a lead generation campaign can be run. So if I am starting off to sell essential items door to door, and I need inquiries of people who are looking for such certain services. So I'm running an ads wherein I'm putting a targeting of the right kind of people, location targeting. These are very basic things. I can include behavior, I can include their demographics, for example, delivery, gross essential item delivery. Generally, if you're starting off, maybe you can say that my target audience, I want to target the corporate people, right? I want to target corporate people. They are working from home, they don't have really have the time. People still can go out and buy vegetables and other essentials, right? Now the things have opened up, but corporate people, they have a lot of work still, work from home, so you can target them. So I'll target people, marketing managers, I'll target CXOs, CEOs, I'll target people who are using iPhones. So these are the kind of targeting, by the way, which is available with Facebook and Instagram ads. Okay, so this will require for lead generation campaigns, you don't even require any website assistance, because a form pops up right there on Facebook or Instagram when the ad is shown, which is really beneficial, and you get get the details of these people on your in the form of an Excel, right? So because targeting is there, so Facebook, Instagram, and that's why they charge you, because they help you target the right audience, they help you reach out to the right people. Okay. Another more important paid channel is, so basically there are two channels only overall, be it paid or organic. There is either Google and there are either social media platforms, right? So Facebook, Insta paid ads, and then you have Google ads, which is a pull based channel. Pull based means people will be searching, right? So these are need based people. They need it. They, like, for example, someone searches for let's say grocery delivery at my at home, or grocery delivery near me. Okay, and my ad, the text ad shows up. So there, this pull based Google ads can be used. Again, it's cost effective, really works really well, because people are actually asking for this, right? They're typing, I need so and so thing, I know you need so and so thing. So there, if you target them, you will be able to achieve great success. I'm not don't have the time to go in depth of how you optimize, how you make. I'm just trying to give you a direction of what all you can do. So you can try both paid channels, Facebook, Insta, and Google ads as well. Try to test it out. One thing that you need to remember is, when you're talking about digital marketing, we need to do a lot of experimentation and a lot of testing. So I do not know that for my this essential services at home business, would Google ads work well in terms of the ROI, or would Facebook or Insta ads work well, right? And nobody can tell me. People can give me like feedbacks with their experience that, okay, yeah, I have done it for so and so client who was also into this business. Google ads worked well. Someone, you might come across someone who says Facebook worked well, because for every business it's different, even in the same category. So you need to try it out, run a test pilot campaign for about 7 days or 10 days, and you'll get to know which channel is doing well, and that's how you optimize on your budget and optimize your campaigns. Okay. So now let me move forward to the organic channel. So let me go back. So organic means you're not spending any money in the marketing. So you're giving Google, while running Google ads, you're giving money to Facebook, Instagram while running Facebook, Insta paid ads. But when you do SEO, you don't give anything to Google. SEO is search engine optimization. We type on Google, and apart from the ads that we see normal listings. We see a map coming in with business listings, which is local, like those are results or businesses near me for whatever I am searching for. So generally, what you need to do in terms of SEO is basically, it's about creating backlinks, links on other websites. It's about keyword optimized content. That means keywords are basically search queries which people are looking for. So you keep putting in content in the form of, let's say, blogs, or if you're an e-commerce, in the form of products, product title descriptions, and all those things. Keyword optimized stuff. And when we do SEO, we generally push in 2 keyword optimized blogs per week. We create 5 backlinks on a daily basis. Backlinks, you can read about backlinks, not a tough thing. Backlinks are basically act as votes. They act as a trust factor for Google when they try to rank your website. So organically, SEO is basically a long-term process. SEO takes about 6-7 months for any category, any business, to start showing on the first page, because that's what we want, right? If someone searches for essential services near me, or essential services delivery at home, you want your website to be right there on top of the page, because that's how the user behavior is. We generally do not move to the second or third pages. We generally stay on the first page and go from top to bottom, right? Apart from that, again, Facebook, Instagram also hold importance in the organic sector, and it's not Facebook actually; it's Instagram. So now, being active on Facebook, that Facebook page where you're not spending any money, it doesn't really give you any advantage. Now, Facebook has become a mature platform over the years. Facebook अब ये बोलता है, boss मेरे को पैसा दो, तो ही मैं आपको growth दूंगा. If you're not spending money on Facebook, it's not really going to help you out. But on the other hand, Instagram is not that mature. Instagram is still building that business base, building that trust. Okay, so it's giving that organic push. And how does that organic push happen? So regular posting. So generally we do something like this. These are the kind of posts that we do. We keep it engaging. Content has to be different. Remember, there's content abundance on the internet. Whatever you're making, just think that this is something that has already been produced. So you need to stand out. You need to do something different. You need to catch hold of the trends that are there. Try to incline your business. For example, we have this client related to who's into tiles. So these are the certain examples of content Instagram posts that I actually did for him, which have done really, really well. So hashtags play an important role. We can generally use per post. We can use 25 to 30 hashtags. 30 is the maximum limit, but generally use 25 hashtags. While you write the caption, you research about the hashtags first. Go on Instagram, see which hashtags have more number of posts, which hashtags have less number of posts. Look, it's a mix of them, because hashtags with more number of posts are more competitive. For your Instagram profile being a new profile, it will take a little time before you start showing to people who are interested in that kind of an hashtag. Rather, for the hashtag with small number of posts, you'll be able to showcase more. So that's how you build up your profile. So organic basically means persistence, continuous effort, and determination. And over a period of time, things will change. So these are posts that we did for this client in the first month. Okay. And 4 months down the line, we have inquiries coming in for tiles on the comments itself. People comment, what is the price? Is this so and so? They DM, right? They directly message, and this is not spending without spending any money. Okay, so that's the power of Instagram. That's the power, and also not just Instagram, but also Pinterest. A lot of businesses, which obviously where you can create content which is beautiful looking, right? You can also go for Pinterest. We have one client. Into wooden flooring, and in just the third month, we've been able to generate, like 2,000 monthly visitors on Pinterest, a profile right from scratch. Why? How is this happening on Instagram? How is this happening on Pinterest? It's all about consistency. Every organic channel that I talk about, be it Instagram, Pinterest, or YouTube that I'm going to talk about, or LinkedIn or Quora, it's all about consistency, regular posting. Good content, definitely. Quality content has to be there, because otherwise people will not engage, because they're already seeing hundreds of things which are very similar to what you're doing. So if you're doing similar things, people might not give you a lot of importance, because they don't know about you right now, right? So only if you stand out, right? If you do certain good things. See the kind of post that we make, some beautiful posts. That's what we. That's how organic engage. Like Instagram algorithm basically works this way, and basically when you post on your profile, it showcases to your followers. If your followers start engaging, it starts showcasing to their followers. That's how it keeps increasing. So beautiful posts have to be there, because that's what Insta is all about. But it also has to be consistent. You cannot give up. You have to be consistent. We are doing 5 posts every week for the past 4 or 5 months now. So it has to be continuous, and it will keep. It has to be continuous. That's the first important rule when doing organic marketing. Okay, so these are another example. These are great posts, 3 posts together. So other channels that are also important is Quora and LinkedIn. Okay, so Quora, as you would know, is a question answer platform. So for any business that you're doing, and trust me, for any business that you're doing, you will find relevant questions which have already been answered on Quora. What you need to do is go and regularly, like in a week, we generally do 3 answers, relevant questions. Just portray yourself as an expert. Help people who are asking those questions, or people who are searching on Google, and then Quora pops up. They click on it, they will come to Quora, they see the question, they start reading answers. Help these people with your answers, and you will start building a community, and will very soon be able to exploit this community in terms of converting them to business, because trust is important. Helping your customers is very, very, very important today. Okay, from day one, you cannot just go to Quora and answer like buy now, call me, or maybe this is the payment link to place your order. And all these things won't work. You will have to help him out. Okay, once you help him out, over a period of time, people will start coming to you for help personally. They will ask you for your solution. We've been able to do it. Similar is LinkedIn helps you build thought leadership. Generally go for your personal account. Don't create a company page on Quora or LinkedIn. Have your personal account. Keep posting about good things. I'll show you an example. For example, during the COVID, this lockdown that happened, I personally wrote about how the economy is falling, and I compared it with the 2008 recession, and it's worse than that. That gave me a good push. I got like around 5,000 plus views organically without anything. On Quora, as you can see, this is again for the tiles client that we have. We've crossed. We've now crossed 10,000 views in the last 3 months itself, and this is only because consistency is there. We are writing normal answers. It's not really nothing is so exceptional in text content that we write. Yes, LinkedIn post, definitely we try to link it with the target audience that is there. We try to talk about the trends. This has to be there in all the content that you're making. See what's going on in the world. See what people want to read about. How you can help, and write about that. So when you write a LinkedIn post, maybe follow a format like this. Start with a hook. A hook is a catchy statement. We are losing time. Okay, use emojis. Definitely use emojis. Okay. After the hook, talk about the problem. Okay. Once you talk about the problem, talk about the solution. Then place yourself or your brand in the solution as well, and end it with another kind of an hook. Okay, with a conclusion. Basically, if you kind of follow this format, and again, how LinkedIn works basically, when I post, if someone likes, it's shown to their connections. If someone, let's say, comments or engages more, maybe clicks on a link that I've shared, it shows to their second degree and third degree connection as well. That's how LinkedIn also progresses. So again, it's all about regularly posting and content which is also engaging and different. Okay, you cannot write what others are writing. You have to put in your personal experience, your personal opinions, and your personal thoughts into it, apart from obviously what is going on, what is the trend, and what is actually technically and practically right. Okay. A very similar, yet one of the most powerful platforms is YouTube. We all know video content is always has been on a rise, and it's exceptional how video content has transformed, and with the transformation in the speed of the internet as well. Right, videos were always there, but we weren't able to use them as often and as easily with convenience as we can today, because of the speed and everything, how the technology has evolved, right? So YouTube is again consistency. You just imagine YouTube as a human being, and you go to him, you say, okay, I have this video. This is an exceptional video. I want more and more people to view this. What will YouTube say? YouTube will say, boss, I am managing a platform where people are coming every day and spending hours watching so much content. How can I send my users to your channel? I'll send a few just to check out, but I cannot send everyone. I cannot start pushing you up right from day one because you have one good video, because otherwise there's nothing on your channel. So if I give you a user, my user is going to be shit disappointed because he's just going to watch one video, right? That's the kind of scenario it is. YouTube is talking like this. YouTube wants more content. It wants you to produce regular content. Quality of the content on YouTube, you might think that you cannot do video editing, you cannot do animations. That doesn't really matter. It's about consistency. You see, there are people who will put one screenshot and will keep speaking without their face on the video, without any animation, without anything, and they'll still have million views. It's not about the quality of the video. Yes, definitely should be there, because if you're a business and you're trying to build a community, you need to build a community and of people, same kind of certain quality of people, of certain segment of the audience, right? So based on that, the quality has to be there, but it's more about consistency. Keep pushing your videos, keep publishing like a one video or two videos on every week, right? Normal videos, even if you can sit in the front or just speak, shoot a video and put it. If you do it regularly for 6 to 9 months, trust me, you will start building up a big community, just like you have been dreaming of, just like we have been planning of, just like we've been seeing other people do with all the golden tab or that you share, the silver, the golden. You will be able to reach that stage as well. And finally, coming to the towards the end, is basically what is important is then once you've generated leads, once you've got people, let's say people saw your ads, came to your website, it's a product, they bought it. What we need to do is we need to first convert the leads. If it's a lead generation kind of an audience that we have or business that we have, get people to buy again. If it's an e-commerce, generally, impulse buying. If it's let's say slippers, someone came to my platform, bought slippers, now I start selling shoes, I start selling clothes, so you want repeat orders. Lifetime value, there's a concept of lifetime value also that comes into play. How much value is a user adding? That's why I could spend 2,000 rupees to get you convert one user, because only if I have that product range, which I say, okay, you go out, I'll still be 1,800 down. But what I'll do is I'll use emails, I'll use WhatsApp kind of thing, or maybe a remarketing campaign, and get him to come back again and buy again. For the next 1 year, if I'm able to do that and able to produce, let's say, 10,000 rupees, I've just spent 2,000. Emails don't charge me much. That's lifetime value. The user is buying again and again and again. So it doesn't matter if you're spending to 1,800 more than what a user is paying, or a user is adding value in the first go. It is also about the lifetime value. Okay, so email marketing, WhatsApp, this is automation that happens. Bulk emailing is one, but if you're a startup, people are coming to a website, filling up the lead forms, Facebook lead forms, right? You need to create a flow which is automated. You can use tools like MailChimp, Amazon Pinpoint, Sendinblue, Lemlist. These are a few tools that one can use for emails. You can create an automated flow. For example, the flow that I've taken is, for example, you send out an email. Some certain people filled up the lead form. As soon as he filled up certain guy filled up the lead form. As soon as he filled up the form, one email reaches him. Right? This we've experienced it. Right? So this email reaches him. He opens the email. He doesn't open the email. He opens the email and clicks. Okay, these are the three kind of situations that are possible. So if he opens the email and does not download, let's say if you've given a brochure, we'll give him a negative score as well. This is lead scoring. I'm giving a score to each and every user that is there, so as to understand sales वालों को कौन सी lead देनी है, call किसको करना है, meeting किसके साथ करनी है. Only once I know the level of interest of a lead is only when I'm going to give the lead to the sales वाला person and tell him कि boss अब इसको close कर. So this can only happen if I do the scoring, and this will improve my conversion cycle as well. This will improve the efficiency of my sales team as well. Okay. Now, if he opens the email, also downloads the brochure, I'll send him a second email. I'll also give him positive score, because each and every small step, he opening the mail, clicking or downloading the brochure, everything is an effort. For a desired result, I'll give him a good score, positive score. For a undesired result, I'll give him a negative score. I'll keep a benchmark score. So, for example, first email open, brochure download, second email sent. Let's say I give him 10 points. Second email I send him, he opens let's say I ask him to register for a webinar. He does that. I give him 20 points. Okay. He attends the webinar. I give him a feedback form. He fills up the feedback form. I give him another 15 points. So previously, I decided that once a user touches 40, I give him to the sales team. This guy has reached 45. Let's give him to sales team. He'll convert it, right? So this is how it happens. But obviously, not every time this ideal cycle is going to be followed. When I give him the register webinar, he attends the webinar. Give him the feedback form. He doesn't open the email. I give him a negative score. I change the subject line and try to ask him for feedback again. He doesn't give me the feedback. So I change the email altogether. I now push him for another webinar. Maybe you were not happy with the previous webinar. Let's join again. Let's see how we can solve your problem. Think context like this, messaging like this, and I get him to sign for another webinar. So this keeps happening. So you keep giving him lead score, right? This is what I was talking about. This is applicable not just in emails. This is applicable everywhere, wherever you can store data, because everyone would know, data is the new oil. So this, as I mentioned in the beginning, either put in more money and fill up the top of the funnel more so that you get more conversions, or identify the gaps in between, that is basically on the basis of data, and try to decrease the drop off rate and increase the conversion. With 100 people on top of the funnel, if you're converting one, try to keep it 100 itself and try to convert 5. That is how growth is defined, right? And this will require you to do a lot of A/B testing, right? So when I talk about data, what you need to do is on your website, on your platform, just incorporate Google Analytics, incorporate Google Tag Manager, and these are tools. You can check it out, and you'll be good to go. I think I've taken a lot of extra time, but yeah, so I am pretty much done with it. So I think we can take up questions now. This is pretty much about what I wanted to speak about, the entire strategy, what kind of channels you can use for your startup, how you can evolve yourself into the online world more. So yeah, so should I just? It's been 50 minutes. I'm so sorry. It was supposed to be 40. Hi, Nimesh.
Hi. It was a very informative session, Ishan. Thanks a lot. And I mean, even if you would have exceeded by 20 minutes, it was informative only for us. So no issues regarding that. So let's quickly move on to the questions. Okay, I have a person raising hand. So I will be handing over the mic to Harshal Sharma, and he'll be asking something to you.
Sure.
Hi, Harshal. Are we audible to you? I guess we are not able to hear Harshal, so let's move on. I'll be quickly taking on the questions which we have collected. You started speaking, sir. So let's start with how to choose between SEM and SEO, because investing money versus time is often quite difficult choice for the startups. So how to go ahead with SEM versus SEO?
Hi, sorry, I lost the connection.
No issues, no issues. I'll repeat the question for you very quickly.
Yeah.
So the question is how to choose between SEM and SEO, because investing money versus time is quite difficult for startups.
Okay. So who's asking?
It has been asked by me.
Say your question. Okay. And see, marketing is about 360-degree effort, right? So
Yes.
as a startup, also when I say SEM, when I say paid, it doesn't mean you have to spend like 50,000 a month or you have to spend 1 lakh rupees. No, you can, as I mentioned, start off with a pilot campaign. Okay, it's all about ROI. So you won't have a problem spending 100 rupees if you're getting 200 back, right?
Yeah.
Right. So obviously when you're starting off business, you might have, let's say if the worst case scenario, you just have 1,000 rupees to start off with. Okay, so build your own website, put that 500 rupees per day ka budget on SEM AdWords, and get the results. Understand if it will work for you or not. If it doesn't, move on. There are other things to look into, but SEO will take time. So as a startup, you will not want to wait a lot, right? So that's where
Yeah.
the paid channels come in.
Okay, so let me take a question by Mr. Santosh.
Yeah.
So his question is: are the people today, that is the youth,
Yeah.
are they busy viewing and remaining online? What about being in physical world? Isn't this cutting us off and from the social life that we used to have earlier?
Absolutely. Mr. Santosh, I think it's not today that we are realizing that we have actually cut ourselves from the physical world. It's been a while. And definitely, I don't think there is any such thing like. See, we are young as well, right? We have a certain behavior which is different from our parents. If you look at 10 years, the youth which is 10 years younger to us, right? The ones in school or the ones who just started off college, they're absolutely different. And if you look at 10 years उससे भी पीछे वाले, तो वो तो बहुत, they are very very different. So this is a behavioral change, this is evolution, this is a part of life, this will always keep happening. It's not going to be the same. Physical, and especially after COVID, physical wala is not just the youth, but everyone is going to be scared stepping out, even a year later, not just today, even a year later, right?
Okay, thanks a lot. So the next question will again be by me. So the question is, what is the difference in the webinars which you mentioned at the middle of the funnel and at the bottom of the funnel?
Right. So, as I mentioned, at the middle of the funnel, the user is still trying to understand the solution, and at the bottom of the funnel, you're trying to explain him, position your brand as the solution. So that's how the messaging or the content of the webinar or anything, as a matter of fact, would be different. I hope that's
Yeah.
more the question there.
Yeah, that is more than satisfactory. So, moving on to the next question. So, hashtags,
Right.
like you mentioned about hashtags and social media marketing. So,
Right.
in that, how to choose between old versus new hashtags?
Right.
Because the quantity versus organic factor comes into play in that. Plus, I also had a add-on to this question, which was that doesn't overcrowding come into play when you mentioned that 25 plus hashtags are being used for a post? So,
Right. So, if you look at the caption, generally, what the trend captions का जो trend है, how is that? How it has changed? It's see, Instagram कैसे how it works is basically engagement. It charges the
yeah,
engagement, right? So
yeah,
it's not just a double tap like. It's also how much time a user is spending on your post, how engaging it is, right? So a
yeah,
caption plays the very important role, because if you tell a story in a caption, right, people might read it and spend more time, right? Now coming to hashtags, it doesn't overcrowd because it could be long. Caption has no such kind of a limit, so you can, if you format it well, it won't look haphazard, it won't look ugly. And apart from that, hashtags, new versus old, what we generally do is you keep updating your hashtags. Okay, so you work on, as I mentioned, if you're starting off, your profile also has a certain reputation score, like how strong it is while competing with other profiles, because everybody is posting, right? So initially, less competitive hashtags, that is hashtags with less number of posts, will work well, but then you can keep on updating.
thanks a lot. So, moving on to the next question. This question is again by Mr. Santosh. So, he says that what do you say about this? That the youth today are associated with only tech startups, and everything which is driving it is digital marketing, not the usual day-to-day business. So, has the youth gone lethargic?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. The youth has gone lethargic. I don't think that comes into play if it's online, because even online, you're like, I know the physical effort has gone down, but the mental effort has completely increased, right? So that's what I was saying before also, that this is a kind of a change that will keep on happening. Like what we are doing is going to be different from is going to be completely different what others coming in this world will do, right? And as far as digital marketing scenario is concerned, no. Tech, the reason digital marketing, way digital marketing has evolved over time is just so that a layman, a marketer, can actually work independently and not be dependent a lot on their tech team. That's the reason you have WordPress, where you can create your own website. You don't need. That's why you have Google Tag Manager, which many of you might not know. But Tag Manager basically was solely made so that you don't have to be dependent on your tech team for any integrations on your website, right? So that's what is happening. So a layman, and as far as he's mentioned, I think he's mentioned day-to-day businesses. I have clients which are day-to-day business. As I mentioned, I showed examples of tiles, wooden flooring, luxury homes. These are traditional businesses. Indian clients, these are the kind of clientele that I have. These are day-to-day businesses. These are proper traditional businesses who have completely shifted to online, because now they also understand the importance. कि boss, मेरे को धंधा यहीं से आएगा.
Just to add on to that question, what do you think is the future of the traditional marketing channels like the print media or the television, radio? What is the future of them?
Okay, see, television itself has gone about a drastic change in the past few years, right? With the OTT platforms coming in, a television set is again internet. That's it is,
Yeah.
right? The dish and all those things, they're generally going down, right?
Yeah.
Right. And the other thing, what did you what did you say? The other thing, the print media, right?
Print media.
It's going to be there.
Yeah.
There's going to be change there as well. For example, you will have digital commonly connected digital these billboards now on the right. They are controls from somewhere, and they're changing, and they're all connected to one another, right? For
Yeah.
example, if there is a route and you expect that there are no turns there, right? So you expect people from this red light to move to this red light, so you can have a continuous ad also, right?
Yeah.
What you showed them something 2 minutes back, now you show them something else. So this is all connected, so that's how it's going to change. But budget wise, again, everything is going to be digital, everything is going to be internet oriented. Print, newspapers, these are going to be there because they have a big chunk of big user base. But the budget the expenditure that businesses are doing, it's already shifted from 80-20 towards digital, 20 towards digital, to 80-20 with 80 towards digital.
Digital.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So moving on to the next question. This is something that I added on to. You started off by explaining about persona.
Yeah.
So what should we choose between STP, that is segmenting, targeting, and positioning, or persona? When to choose which one?
See, there's no problem. See, both of these concepts, they are basically kitabi concepts, right?
Ah.
It's majorly they're both talking about your customer, your target audience. So it's not necessary that you follow this approach or you follow a format which is there. Up to you. If you're comfortable in any way, just define your audience. The whole idea is start by that. Define your audience and keep updating the definition of your audience, because on day one you don't know your audience. It's only when you do business, when you start interacting with people, when you start producing data, is when you start actually knowing who your target audience is. So keep updating that as well. So STP ho, buyer persona ho, this value proposition, you can use anything.
Okay, thanks a lot. So the last question.
Yeah.
So this question will be. Let me explain the context to you. So quality of backlinks affect the results of SEO as well.
Right.
I would ask you to elaborate on this just by giving an example. That what I mean by this is, if there is a backlink for our website through Medium or your story site, that the quality of that backlink as compared to any new website which has only 100 views in a month. So
right. Yeah, so there is a huge difference. If you get generally people are started investing in your story as well on platforms like these, to get their blogs, so as to get these links, because the backlinks are the quality of backlinks is basically measured by the relevancy of where the link is, which your story, Medium, these are blog sites, so relevant to hai. Domain authority is a factor. Okay, so domain authority gradually increases over time. It increases with the kind of organic traffic. So a big website will have a better DA any day than a new website. So a new website will start off with 1 out of 100 as a domain authority. So generally, and your story is 80 plus, right? So that's the difference.
Okay, thanks a lot. So just another question. Harshal, who was trying to speak up, he says that his mic was not working. He apologizes for that. So no problem, Harshal. I'll read out your question. So as a customer, I don't think we desire ads on platforms like Instagram, where we are not actively looking for a service as on Google. So
Right.
what are the statistics on conversion rates from Instagram or Facebook?
Right. Okay. So, Ashul, wonderful question. That's a beautiful question. Okay. I mentioned Google to be a pull-based channel, and when I said pull-based, that's basically mean they're typing out their need, and that's when you are showcasing them, right? Social media becomes a push-based channel. It's like door-to-door sales, giving your guy कि ये society में जाओ, door खटखटाओ, try and sell. Like that's how social media is. Yes, conversion. Again, it's not a fact. But what I have seen from my experience is, yes, definitely social media may, the conversion is less, but it depends on business to business. Social media works really well for businesses which have impulse buying kind of a behavior. Ghadi, your watches, shoes, fashion. That's what we see selling on Instagram also, right? But
Yeah.
why I said even for a B2B business, okay, why Instagram becomes important is because one is your target audience is there. Yes, they do not have that mindset when they're coming to social media or Facebook, and when you're showcasing them ad there, we're pushing the ads, but you're trying to build a community. That's why my preference is go organic on social media and go paid on Google. Obviously organic on Google as well. But if you don't have that much money and you want to spend only on one channel, do it on Google and invest your time on social media, because it will help you build a community. Just when you want to understand the power of community, think of Baba Ramdev and Patanjali, and you will understand the power of community, right?
Okay, wonderfully explained. So another question from Harshal. You mentioned stalwarts like Instagram, Google for marketing, but are smaller or newer platforms worth our time to promote marketing through them?
Right, Arshil. Again, you are asking brilliant questions. To be very honest, TikTok has been banned, but let me take TikTok as an example. Okay, TikTok, there's a lot of politics and everything involved, so let's not go there. But let's consider TikTok, and this is something that I used to say like like 3 months back. If you have met me, I would have said go for TikTok as well. The reason is, again, this is something also I mentioned. Facebook page organically doesn't work. Instagram organically works because Facebook is a mature platform. It will only give you growth when you pay. So as and when social media platforms keep evolving, new platforms will keep coming in, and it is a very good thing if you can try to capitalize on every new platform that comes in, because initially they will give you growth. If you see TikTok, apart from all the stupid content that we had, TikTok also had started moving towards good content, educational content. And TikTok was doing it specifically because it had built a community. Now it wanted to exploit and do something good. Right. Apart from making a business out of it, they were also trying to do something good. So other platforms, whatever you see, always keep trying. Every platform has a certain market share, and if you are able to capitalize on that market share, nothing like that. And it is easy also. Newer platforms will always be easier to get success on.
Okay, thanks a lot. Now, there's another question by Mr. Ashish Gupta. So, hi Ishan, do you see Telegram as a marketing medium, especially education space? If yes, then what's your view on that? And have you explored it yet on a personal level? As Telegram has introduced social media like stats as well on its platform.
uh, I have not personally explored Telegram, to be very honest, as a marketing channel, and not even as a platform. To be very honest, I've used it a couple of times, but what I've heard of Telegram is that it's the major chunk of user base is there because it I think does not store any data, and it's like that there is a lot of privacy when it comes to Telegram, and you have a lot of torrents going banned on internet. Telegram is a new place where you can download movies and all those things. But again, for a business, because I have not done it doesn't mean it will not work. And the only way you can figure out if it works or not is by trying it out. So Telegram might work, might not work, but the fact is that you're not going to be spending anything on Telegram. So what's the harm, right?
Okay, thanks a lot. I guess that is all we have in terms of the questions.
Perfect.
Thanks a lot, Ishan, for explaining it so well. It was really informative.
Thank you.
I'll open it up to the attendees now. You can come up, raise your hand. I'll bring you on and you can introduce yourself. And if there is something you would like to share, that will be great.
Sure, sure.
So if any of the attendees is interested, they can just raise their hand. You can find it on the right hand side of your dashboard.
Right, right. I see a raised hand.
I guess people have asked all their questions, so we can
Perfect.
move on. So what I'll do is I'll be sharing the feedback form in the chat with all of you.
Okay.
So all the attendees can please share their feedback with us. It helps us a lot to improve in the endeavor that we have taken and improve in the further sessions as well.
Right.
So I guess that will be all as of now. Uh, the feedback form is in the chat. People can fill that up. For the networking, I'll end the session, and after this, all can move on to the socializing space, and there we can network with each other. So thanks a lot again, Ishan.
Thank
It
you
was
so
a
much.
very informative session. You
Thank
had a lot of patience to answer all the questions,
you.
and on behalf of everyone from YouTube Live to Facebook Live and on Airmeet, I would like to thank you a lot
Thank
for.
you so much. Thank you.